Well, good morning, everybody. It's December the 30th, 2011, and this is another day when I actually got up early so I could practice. And it just reminds me that if you want to get something done, you have to make plans for it. You can't hope that that will happen unless you really plan for it. And that especially is true of your practice routine. You've got to make time for your practice routine. You can't say, well, I'll practice sometime today. Sometimes that works and often it does, but if you really want to do it right, you've got to get up in the morning, practice, do it first thing in the morning. My guess is that most pros, that's exactly what they do. And it's great to have it over with, and it's also great to have it to look forward to. And I remember Jim Thatcher, the horn player, a great horn player here in Los Angeles, plays for all of John Williams' movies when he does them in L.A. He told me once how much better he feels after he's practiced. And so get up and practice, do it, and it's gonna make your day. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about Claude Gordon. I noticed that Eric Bolton, I think is his name. I have to look at the name. But a great series on YouTube of Claude Gordon's exercises. Also, wanted to mention Jeff Pirtle's name because Jeff studied with me at Cal State Northridge. And Jeff has a symposium every summer on Claude Gordon. And if I have to say there's anybody that's carrying on Claude Gordon's, it's Eric Bolton is the fellow's name, that's what it is. And he's got the series on YouTube. And it looked really good. I mean, the guy's actually, you can tell he studied with Claude. But anyway, getting back to Jeff Pirtle. Jeff Pirtle, he probably is the person best today to carry on the work that Claude Gordon had done in his time. And so he's got a symposium every summer. You might want to check that out if you want to learn more about Claude Gordon. Check out Jeff Pirtle's website. He knows much more about it than probably anybody right now, and that I know of. There might be other people out there, and I'm sure they're great too. But anyway, just some of the things Claude Gordon would say would be fun to reminisce with, perhaps. One of the things he would say is relevant to one of the things I started off with today. He said, well begun is half done. And if you think about it, what's the hardest thing about getting out to practice sometimes? It's getting the instrument out of the case, right? Once it's out of the case, it's a piece of cake. It's fun. It's great. An hour can go by really quickly, but it's getting it out of the case that's the hard part. Another one of Claude's sayings was, "There's always room at the top," and that meant if you're a great player, they'll find room for you at the top. That is to say, the middle gets pretty crowded, but if you're a great player and you are able to rise to the top, then you will find work. That's the truth. Other things that he would have stamps on his music, he would say, big breath, chest up. So when you take a breath, he'd say, keep your chest up, and as you exhale, remember to keep the chest up. That was one of the things he said. Another one of his stamps that he would put on everybody's music was bang down the valves. I think lift fingers high, strike valves hard. That's what it is. Lift fingers high, strike. And at first that seemed like, hey, how can I do that? If I want to play fast, I can't go. It's okay at that tempo. What happens when I go faster? Well, what happens is if you practice slowly with lifting the fingers high and striking the valves hard, you get in the habit of banging down the valves, which is a good habit to get into. You don't want to get what I call mushy valves. You get a mushy sound. So bang down the valves. Lift the fingers high, strike the valves hard. And if you go faster, the fingers get closer to the valves so that you will get a really nice clean sound if you practice slowly at first, banging down the valves, lifting the fingers high, striking the valves hard. And he also had a stamp that said follow the tongue. He was such an advocate of the different syllables, ta for the low register and t for the upper register. He had a stamp that said follow the tongue. And I thought that was pretty funny, and I still do think that's pretty funny. How do you follow your tongue? It follows you, doesn't it? I don't know. But after a while, you started following the tongue when you were practicing. Pretty soon I felt like I had a video camera inside my mouth, and I could tell exactly what my tongue was doing. And so that was helpful, those three things. Another thing that Claude was really good at was writing out a practice routine that was very comprehensive and easy to follow. And I'm going to post some of those up on my website pretty soon so that you can see those. But it was a really great way. If you get this, if you get his systematic approach, it's a similar kind of a situation. In a systematic approach, he has these kinds of lesson plans. Or you hold on a second. I'm going to go get the lesson book. Okay, sorry about that. Should I have planned ahead? These are Bill Bing's lessons with Claude Gordon. I have them all in a file. But Claude had this big book that he would give you. And inside the book, he was really well organized. Boy, the man was a stickler for organization. And also, he was a good businessman. He was a great businessman. If you came to your lesson and you didn't have your check, he's the only guy I know who gave me a self-addressed envelope one time when I forgot my check. He said, you can just put it in the mail. So, I mean, it taught me good business practices in addition to good practice routines. But if you can see this, every page, big breath, chest up. There you go. Next lesson, October 28th, 2 o'clock. Lift fingers high, strike valves hard, relax lip, long rest, and et cetera, et cetera. So these are kind of an interesting. And later on, as we ran out of material from his books, he would actually write out etudes himself. These have been mostly copied, and I can't seem to find any right now. But again, he'd say, you know, he wrote it in. Watch the tongue, setting up drills, irons, daily routines, systematic approach, etc., etc. Watch the tongue. So, you know, after a while, like I said, you begin to get it. So, like I said, I'll put this up on my website, and maybe other people have their. But here's like something that he would have written out, one of his mimeograph pieces. So, I'll put that up on the website. I'm sure there's lots of people on the internet that have more to say about Claude, and so he was indeed an inspirational teacher. He was a great motivator. One of the best things about Claude was he'd say, "Come on, Bill, get in there and practice." So I did, and hope this video has been helpful. I don't know if I'll talk more about Claude Gordon because there's already so much out there on the internet, but just kind of an homage to Claude Gordon, who had done so much to help so many people, and trumpet playing in Los Angeles in particular. So we'll continue hopefully soon with another episode of Bill Bing's Trumpet Talk, perhaps on a different topic. And in any case, I hope this finds you well. And thanks for the emails. I'm getting lots of nice emails from people saying they're enjoying the series. Take care, and almost Happy New Year. And look forward to getting back online soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. I almost forgot. I need to add this. One of the things Claude was famous for saying was, hit it hard and wish it well. So it's appropriate that I end this discussion of Claude with that saying, hit it hard and wish it well.